What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a live show, a pack live show, and actually also a pack show in general. A lot to talk about. Obviously, another draw yesterday with some context, I think, even though I know some of you guys have another uh, opinion on it. So that's going to be interesting. A lot of talk about transfers that did happen, did not happen, and I don't know, someone who disappeared in the last couple of hours, even though we touched down in Torino. So we have a lot to talk about. Before we do that, as always, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and how are you guys all doing?
Doing good.
All right, I will start. I'm doing really well actually. Now that Inter played the draw against Bologna, so
Oh, you're
that's
still
made me happy a
hoping,
little bit.
you're still looking at Inter.
No,
No, okay.
no, I just hate Inter. So I every time they drop
I
a
hate
point,
Inter too. It's always a
Oh, yeah.
beauty.
yeah, it doesn't matter. Even if they would be first with 20 points, I would be happy. So yeah, and yeah, I can't wait to talk about this game because for sure we have some different opinions. So that would be fun.
Okay, so let's get straight into it. I will keep yesterday result a bit for the last part of the show and the performance and so on because we will talk about the Milan one as well. Let's talk about not Kolo Muani, not Costa, but let's talk about Araujo because I think that's the biggest story today. So it's off, even though Giuntoli put all the eggs in that basket, like literally all the eggs. I don't think they have anything to eat in the morning tomorrow because it was all in on Araujo. And well, with the news coming out, my takeaway is his agent just played Giuntoli for a contract. It's that simple. I've seen reports, and they can dress it up as much as they want. You don't change your mind. Like if the reports are he agreed with the club, he told players he want to leave, and then the reports are Deco convinced him. Yeah, that's not the case. So Giuntoli got played, and that leaves us mid-January with absolutely no real option right now. Like actually no one, not Tomori, not Silva, and not Hancko. None of them are available at this moment in time. Halfway through the transfer window, two fit center backs, even though Giuntoli knew since October, or let me be nice, November, that he needed a center back, that Motta needed a center back, that Kalulu and Gatti probably need a rest at any given time. And we are in this situation. So, Norbert, I'll start off with you. What do you thought when that news broke?
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I was thinking about it like maybe they were talking to him, and Barcelona is where you belong and all that stuff. You're the captain sometimes, la la la. But I think you're right. I think Giuntoli was played, and I don't mind it, to be honest, because buying a defender for 50 mil who is injured is insane to me. Who was injured, so otherwise he's a good player, but I'm not losing sleep over it. But I'm losing sleep over on how much defenders we have, especially center backs. Obviously, two like two center backs. Still insane to me. It's still insane that Giuntoli had at least 2 months to prepare, and we didn't sign any center backs. And now it's time to overspend. I think like now it's time to buy Hancko for whatever money Feyenoord wants. Give it to them and let's just get over with, because it's the middle of the month, and we have 2 weeks left from the market. And yeah, I just baffled me that we don't have more options when you had 2 months to prepare. It's crazy. And we need a defender, man. We need it fast. So I'm hoping for Hancko, and let's see.
Gino? No? Okay.
Who? Gio? Reno?
Gio, yeah, Gino. No, Gio.
Yeah. No. I agree. I agree with both of you. No, 100%. With the Araujo situation, listen, I was disappointed when I did hear about the news. Definitely, he's a good player. Injury history was concerning me a little bit. When when we actually were going after him. But listen, maybe I would say it's a good thing that we're not going after him, because I mean, offering 50 million, it could be a waste, because you never know. This guy could be injury prone when he gets to Juve because of how J Medical is. So yeah, no, I agree with both of you, Norby and Ale. Definitely, I think that we should go, and probably now, especially at the middle of January, the transfer market, to definitely get somebody like a Hancko, or even a Silva at this point. Try to go after them, and just try to at least get somebody at this point, because Danilo's leaving now, so only 2 center backs. It's really concerning, especially going into the second half of the season. And we're in middle of the January, which is a big thing. So find at least a replacement, and let's see how we go from here.
Spiros, what do you think? Did he get played Giuntoli, or was it really a change of heart from Araujo just overnight?
No, I think he absolutely got played. I think it's obvious. I think Araujo as well had done, I think the same thing. I think last year, I think Bayern was in for him, and I think his agent and they were doing like things like that. So I did it again. I think he just wanted more money, and he finally got it. So yeah, I don't think we would have ever got him. I actually want him, not really for 15 million, but I think he's good. But anyway, it is what it is. Okay, I think he got played, and let's move on. I think now we have a big issue. We need to sign 2 defenders. I don't think we're gonna sign 2 defenders. But let's see. For sure, we're gonna overpay, and yeah, let's see.
Rino, you happy that it didn't happen, or?
Me personally, yeah, I'm pretty happy it didn't happen, because I didn't like the idea. Because since yesterday, we found out that it was a close deal. We're gonna get this guy, but really, I don't know what Juventus is thinking. Like 50 mil. Why didn't get Calafiori last year? 50 mil. If you have to spend this guy 50, and we already got injuries over injuries. And I know it's a half of January, but I have a slight feeling maybe Hancko might come, or Giuntoli has to create something or spend some more money at this point, because we do need a defender, and without Bremer, we can see it's been really bad. So hopefully, because we cannot expect anything big on January, right? But hopefully before the end of the month we get somebody, or else non va bene. So, but I'm pretty happy that Mr. Araujo a casa. We don't need that. So,
Shamil, what about you?
Yeah, I kind of had a roller coaster of emotions, I would say, or feelings when I heard the Araujo news. When we were interested in Araujo, I haven't watched him closely, but I knew he was a decent center back. And but when I found out that he's worth 50 million, I'm like, I don't think we're gonna commit to it. Maybe we're trying to lowball them. Maybe we were trying to drop the price down. That would have been a perfect case. But and again, when you look at his data, he's been missing a lot of games. He's been getting injured a lot, and like J Medical is notorious for having injured players. So I'm kind of glad that we didn't spend 50 million on somebody that is going to be injured, most likely. But at the same time, we do need a center back, like you guys say. And currently, Hancko is the only target, and there is a possibility we probably will try go after Hancko, but it's gonna cost us a lot, like happened with Cup Miners. Long story short, I'm glad that we didn't spend a lot of money on Araujo, and if we can get away spending not too much on Hancko, I'll be okay with that.
This was this is actually deja vu from the summer, when we had main target, moved on to the next one, and ended up with, well, no, I don't want to take away from Kalulu because I think he's exceeded my expectation. I will say that. But still, like that's not really what everybody really want. Like that was not the plan at the start of the summer. You know, if at the start of the summer Giuntoli told Motta you're gonna get Kalulu, Motta would have probably told him you're crazy. Is that the first option you're offering me? That's not okay. So you ended up with the kind of, I don't know, like the absolute last resort option. That's as simple as that. So the biggest fear right now is like I was frustrated that it's taking so long. You know, missing out on Araujo. I think is a good defender, but he missed 3 seasons, literally 3 seasons worthy of games in 5 seasons. That's, I want to say insane, but I think I need a new word for that. Like that's just mind-boggling. You know, we have Conceição out for 2 weeks when the report was it's out precaution. He has nothing. He's out for 2 weeks, and I was like, damn, if Araujo gets injured, he might never recover from it at this club. So I was fine with the money that we saved because I think it's saving money. But the biggest fear right now is that we're gonna waste the money on something that's not needed, or like Tomori. Like Milan know we're desperate. If Milan end up selling, they have us. Like that's it. They know that we are desperate, extremely desperate. Right now, every single club knows we are desperate. And that, for me, is the biggest fear factor right now. That's why I said in the group chat that I'll take everything back I said. I rather get Skriniar for 6 months and spend 35 million euros on Tomori. Like, I don't care. You know, Skriniar should just do enough to get us in the top 4. I know it's not fantastic, but I don't want this club to be set back. I don't want to be here on 2 years from now. I'm like, man, who the hell is gonna buy Tomori on 4.5 million euros a season? I don't want to be in that situation. I've seen it too many times. Even the Hancko one. If Feyenoord are gonna sell, they're gonna play us. They're gonna play us, and we are gonna overpay. You know, I thought the quoted price of 30 million. I'm like, that's fair. You know, I think he's a good defender, a bit slowish, you know, a bit static, but like hard on defender. He is a good defender. But we're going to, like, whatever happens now, we're going to overpay. That is the biggest worry I have. And that's because the planning, I'm sorry, you know, I don't want to hear January is tough. Because it's clear there was no direction. Like, there was no real direction. It was all Antonio Silva. It shifted to Tomori out of the blue, and then it went to Araujo because Hancko didn't. Like, I mean, for me, it's like he failed Motta. That's the title of the show. He failed Motta in January because Motta is failing maybe us and the team with the performances at times, but squad-wise, he cannot sign players. Players are injured, and that's Giuntoli's job. And right now, he failed. Like it's actually, we all thought, you know, it's gonna take some time before he actually brings in a defender. Like even I couldn't imagine it would take more than 15 days. Like that's for me, that's crazy. That's actually crazy. And right now, nobody knows what's gonna happen. Somebody's asking about Tomori, if that's an option. I hope not. I think Thiago is injured as well, right? I think yesterday he went off with an injury. So why would they sell? Like, why would why would they sell? And if they're going to sell, it's going to be for big money. You're going to need to offer so much that they're like, you know what? We'll take it, you know? Even though it means we need to do with 2-3 defenders. Like, to me, it's actually crazy. It's weird. It's just embarrassing the way it's going. And I know Motta, if this was Conte, he would have walked. Like, he would have actually walked. He would have looked at this and be like, come on. Because, knock on wood, it's actually a miracle that Kalulu is staying fit. Like, it's actually a miracle. It's a small miracle that he's staying fit right now. I don't want to jinx it, but if I told you Kalulu would come in and he wouldn't get injured, I think nobody would have believed that at the start of the season. Nobody. And he's staying fit. Thank God he's staying fit, because otherwise we would be playing with...
that was my concern too.
We will be playing with Savona, Gatti, Locatelli, and McKennie at the back. One defender in the back, basically. So, I don't know what the next step is. We will see what's going to come out in the next couple of hours, but I think whatever comes out, it's going to be depressing. It is going to be depressing and worrying.
Don't say that. Come on, Ale. Mamma mia.
Yeah,
Be
man,
positive. It'll be
positive.
fine. I know I'm not cute too, but you know, saying depressed, come on. Makes life more depressing. Come on.
Yeah, I don't make.
Let's overpay. Let's overpay someone outside the Serie. I only ask that. Like, don't pay Tomori. Don't pay for Tomori. You know, pay someone else that is outside. Or you
Maybe
know, there's a good
Skriniar.
Hungarian defender. There's a good Hungarian
Ah.
defender in Parma. Balog.
Mm.
That's a good dude. He's playing really well. I wouldn't mind him. To
Good
be
to
honest.
know.
Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, jokes aside, it's. I just hope we spend like. So come on, overspending like 10 mil is not that big of an issue for me as long as it's outside the Serie A. But we need the
Yes.
defender.
Yeah.
Or Ramos. Call Ramos. I wouldn't mind at this point.
I have something for Ramos.
Why? You don't like him?
I always hated him. Like, oh my god.
I don't mind him. If you hate him, I respect that.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I don't mind you like him. It's just I always.
Nah.
No,
No, I'll actually quit watching games for the season. Somebody's asking, can we bring back one of the players on loan? We only have Rugani on loan, so that's a no. That's the only player we have out on loan.
It depends on the contract. If they had in the contract that they can come back, they can. If it's there that we can bring them back, we can. So but
Yeah,
only
you shouldn't.
Rugani.
You shouldn't come back. Facundo, I have no idea where he is. To be honest, I forgot.
I have no idea.
I actually forgot.
Yeah.
Who do we
No
loan him
idea.
out to? I've actually no
In
idea.
Feyenoord.
Oh, Feyenoord.
No?
Oh yeah, Feyenoord.
Yeah, Feyenoord.
Feyenoord, yeah.
I forgot. I
Yeah,
literally
you don't
forgot.
want Rugani back. Like, you got rid of him and bringing him back. For me, it's not a good idea. Then we don't know how he's going to play under Motta. Last year with Allegri played well, so I don't
Yeah,
know.
sent him away anyways. So-
Yeah, you cannot.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
that's like turning around now and saying to Danilo, you know what? Can you stay? Like, no, like you don't like the
Oh,
player.
no,
It's done. You don't like.
They
him,
should have
move on.
kept Danilo, to be honest. Like, we are in this position. I don't know what's going on there.
No, they should have waited.
For
I
6
think,
months.
but I think Danilo.
Yeah,
asked to
yeah,
leave.
waited for 6 months. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think
We also
Danilo.
have
Well,
asked
because
to
he
leave.
feels disrespected.
Yeah, we also have Jallo on loan too. I think, right? At Porto.
Yeah.
Motta didn't want him either, so
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Are you sure
Danilo
it's
asked
Motta
to
or
leave.
Giuntoli?
I would prefer to play with Rugani than to play Tomori. like spend like 35 million for Tomori. Like, just take Rugani back. And
I
play
agree
him,
with
I don't care.
Yeah. But let's move on from that. It failed for Araujo, whatever you want to call him. It's done. He's not coming, and Giuntoli is back to, I don't know, plan, I don't know, F at this time. I don't know which option he's looking at because it's actually ridiculous. It's that. But we move on. We move on to the next signing, I think. I don't know. Kolo Muani. He is somewhere in Torino. We hope. I hope he's still in Torino. No, but I think they removed the pick, or they needed to remove the picks, I think, from PSG for some weird reason. Even though I find it strange because we've done it many times, you know, posting pictures and videos the day before the medical. So I don't know what it is, but it is what it is. He's in town. He's gonna sign on loan, free loan. We pay the wages, even though some report we're not paying the wages. No option to buy, even though all the reports suggest that there is some sort of an agreement that, you know, if something happens at the end of the summer, it goes to Juve first to take a shot at him, and then they move on. So 6-month loan deal. Motta has a striker. Funnily enough, Milik appeared from nowhere today, which is ironic and actually so typical for this season, I guess. But he has an option right now. I've seen the reports, which is actually funny because until a couple of days they were sure, like the reports, Gazzetta were not sure that Kolo Muani was signing, and today they knew that Motta's going to use him on the wing as well, you know, which is actually hilarious. But he has a new number 9, I guess, and potentially could play, even though I think it's tricky with his medicals being on a Thursday. But we have an option, or Motta has an option. What do you think about that, Norbert? Like the player, the deal, everything surrounding it.
First of all, I would like to return for 1 sec for the the defenders, because there are breaking news that we're pushing for Danso at Lens.
Oh yeah, I just got the notification.
Yeah. But yeah.
Who, by the way?
Since
Yeah, but Pedula says
yeah, sorry.
Who, by
waiting
the
for
way, is
Araujo
a
to close
is a
the door once and for all.
yeah, but Danso. And then we move on, and we'll talk about it again. He is actually tipped to be a very good player, and I'd rather do that than like Tomori thing. But let's talk about Kolo Muani now.
Yeah. So dry loan, perfect. He's not the best player, obviously, like not a world-class player, but he's good enough. He's fast. I think he has something to prove. And yeah, no obligation, no nothing. He can be a good player. We needed someone like him. And they will battle it out with Vlahovic, because I'm not so sure that he will be a sub. We will see what's going to turn out. But yeah, I'm happy with that. And we don't have money, so a dry loan is perfect. So yeah, that's my 2 cents for that. Yeah, good idea. I like it.
Gio?
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I think dry loan, I think, is perfect for Kolo Muani. Definitely, I think going forward, I think that he's definitely going to battle it out with Vlahovic, especially with the inconsistency that Vlahovic has been bringing into this team. Kolo Muani might actually be maybe a solution for the up front as well, for our wingers actually to be more, I would say, open and actually start creating more chances, and maybe also finishing some goals other than Vlahovic with the easy ones, right? As a lot of people have been complaining with the with that. But no, I'm really liking this signing. Dry loan, especially. We don't have money like and I think that going forward, I think that this is going to be the better option, especially because we don't have a center back. So definitely, Kolo Muani is going to battle out with Vlahovic, and I hope he really does well at Juve, because he has something to prove, especially from not being the starter at PSG. So I think he does have something to prove, and hopefully he does well at Juve and starts racking up the goals.
Spiros?
Yeah, I have a very good feeling about it. I think he will actually do well. I don't know why. I just have this feeling, and I actually think from time to time I expect him to start, because I don't think he came, to sit on the bench, because I think he could have gone somewhere else. So I think he knows that he will probably start. So yeah, I don't know. I have a good feeling. I think it will go everything will go well.
Rino? Kolo Muani? Happy?
Kolo Muani. Yes, I'm pretty happy. The thing when I heard the news, I was pretty happy because I seen with the French, he's pretty good. I know with PSG, I don't know why with PSG he hasn't been playing that much, but I think he will be a good option. I hope he scores more than Vlahovic, or teach Vlahovic how to score the empty net. But we needed somebody, and it's a dry loan. That's all we needed. I'm happy on that department. So let's see. Maybe if he improves from now to the end of the season, if they decide to keep him, why not? But we got to see him in the field. So hopefully we can crack in some goals and see something beautiful in the front, because we haven't seen it for a long time.
Shamil? What do you? Because I've not seen your or read your opinion on Kolo Muani. So
Yeah, yeah. I watched a lot of his highlights, and I happened to watch a couple of his games. I think he's a very explosive and fast striker, which we haven't had in a long time. He's good on the ball, and he's not freaking out like Vlahovic does. I think it's good to try him out. I know it's a dry loan. There's no obligation. There's no option, and he probably is going to worth a lot of money too. But if he's gonna do some magic on the field, and if we really, really fall in love with him, I mean, there could be a potential opportunity to keep him. That being said, I think I mean, it all depends on it. All tied up to our resources, and we can't afford to buy 70-80 million million pounds or euros strikers, and we can't afford to invest a lot of money. So out of all the players out there, this is probably the best option for now. And if we get our stuff together and do pretty good and decide to get rid of Vlahovic, so we will have somebody to look after. You know, I think it's gonna be fine with Kolo Muani if he really proves himself.
Um, he's I don't know what people will think of him, because I think if you think that Vlahovic is not a fun player to watch, at times Kolo Muani can be the same. He's a bit clumsy at times. I think so. It will frustrate a lot of people. I know that. I think he's more explosive. I think he's faster. I think he has a better technique. What I do like about him is his movement in the box. Now, the issue with me remains the way we play with our rate. Now, yesterday, and we will get into yesterday, I saw something different. I saw something completely different for maybe not the first time, but the first time in a very long time. I saw something completely different. And it worked. It really worked. I don't think we can do that if Vlahovic plays. By the way, I don't think that can happen. But if I think he will do well. I think he will do well. I think he will fit in. I think he will fit in. I'm okay with no option, no loan, because that leaves all our options open. Even if you sell Vlahovic, you're not really tied to that, or make a decision. You still have all options. And if he explodes, let's say he explodes and he does extremely well, and you sell Vlahovic for 60, and PSG is like, we want 60, then you pay 60. I guess there's no real issue. I think at that part, yeah, you might then you can go back, and maybe the option was 40. The option was never going to be 40 for Kolo Muani. Otherwise, they would have put 40 million euros, and the club would be like, cool, why not? Let's include the option for 40. Why not? That's why there's no option, because the price was probably too steep. But if he does well, the price is not going to be too steep. I don't think PSG will go like, oh, he's doing well, let's add another 20 mil to it. I don't think that agreement. I think some sort of talk has been in place already. But I'm cool with it. I'm cool. I joked about it in my last streams, and on Twitter, which people do take too seriously, my Twitter account. It's all fun. I just said we need somebody with a heartbeat at this moment in time up top, like somebody who's actually breathing. Then that's what we need. We don't have options. We don't have options, and that was a cheap, fast option. Who, by the way, has shown, at Frankfurt, I know it feels ages ago, he was ridiculously good. The goals he scores, the type of goals, I do like, because a lot of them are not easy. So I'm okay with it. I don't wanted the club to. I didn't expect the club to do anything at the start of the window in the attack. To be honest, they did. We didn't wasted money, I believe. We just fixed it quickly, and we're not tied to anything. We can still make a decision in the summer, because if he flops, if he does well, you pay and you move on. I'm assuming, so I'm perfectly fine with that. And let's see. I'm just happy. One, Motta has an option, and Vlahovic has somebody who is gonna need to push him, because I know I saw a lot of people say that, hey, he's going to be a bench player. I don't really believe that, to be honest. I don't. If Vlahovic is not performing, I think he's playing because Motta has no option. I don't think Motta is shy to bench Vlahovic. I think he knows what the contract situation is, and that he's like, okay, if I need you, I need you. If you're not playing well, then I'm not going to, sit on this bench, watch you mess up every single game. I do have another option right now. So fix up, or the guy on a 6-month loan is going to play over you. So I'm perfectly fine with that as well. It is what it is. It's not the name maybe you would imagine for the long-term future right now, but who's out there? Who literally the players who were linked with it, it went from sad to sadder to saddest. So I'm fine with that. We didn't make any real commitment, so I'm cool. Whatever happens, you can still move on and get underneath of it. You know, so
Like Alcaraz last season, I mean, we had no strings attached to him.
no.
We loaned him, and he didn't do good, and we got rid of him. So it probably
Yeah,
gonna
we
be
had
the
a
same
high
situation
option.
with this guy.
He had the high
Yeah.
option. What I just mentioned.
It doesn't matter. Yeah,
No.
but option doesn't. Really
We know nobody was. We're not going to use that. Like we know that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So I'm fine with that. I guess. Okay, let's talk about the game and stuff, and then we will see if something else breaks. So another draw, 1-1 against Atalanta. I want to say I don't know how we won that game, but actually I do know. I think we all know because we know this now for a couple of games. We knew how for the last I don't know how many games. Is this 1 win out of 7 in the league? I don't know. I think something like that. We cannot win games, and we are just finding new ways to not win games. Like it's actually crazy. I saw a stat like Fiorentina winless and 1 point and 5, obviously against us. 2 shots on target, basically a goal. We concede because up to that moment, I don't think there was a real chance for like shots from outside the target. I'm like, shoot, you know, like whatever, take a shot. I guess, you know, but the frustrating part is we don't get outplayed. It's not that we give up clear-cut chances every single game. It's just the first moment there's some real danger in the box, we kind of concede, you know. That is a massive issue because going in that first half was like, we should have been 1-0 up, you know, but I'm like, cool. We came out of that second half and I was impressed. I was like, wow, like this is it, I guess. You know, we were pushing. We should have got one up earlier. It didn't happen. We go 1-0 up. And I'm like, because I was watching with my dad and I was like, I know what's going to happen right now. I hope not, but I know what's going to happen. And literally from kickoff, we just like, we invite the pressure. And I'm like, why? Like, why? I have one explanation. I will keep that until the end before I let you guys speak. But that's a game, maybe not as extreme as a Fiorentina game, but that's a game you should win. At the end with Yildiz, you know, you square that ball, it's an easy tap-in basically, and you win that game. And if you win that game, I think everybody was like, yeah, deserved game. The performance, I still like the overall performance, you know, because there was a lot of movement. It was not stale as much as in the previous games, but at the end of the day, it's a result, and the result is again the same. And what pisses me off even more is that post game, they all come out saying the same thing, that we drop in, and they asked McKennie, and I was like, I don't know why. Like they don't know why. And for me, I'm like, that I cannot understand. Like I cannot understand, because if you guys do not know how that happens, then how on planet Earth are we gonna fix this issue? Where we go 1-0 up, we play well, we control the game a lot of. We are in control, like no danger. We go 1-0 up, and we're like, whatever. We concede, and we're like, okay, let's go again now. Like, unbelievable. But Norbert, do you have some sort of explanation as of why we keep giving it away at this rate?
Yeah, I don't. It's something mental. Mentally is not all right with the dudes. But I'm happy for some reasons. One, that I bet on a draw again, second time in a row. So I guess I won some money. But I really like the performance. You know, like the performance up front, like this movement of the 4 guys up. All these guys up front that they were rotating like continuously, the movement between them, like every one of them was a striker at one point, and every one of them was a attacking midfielder at one point. I really like that. And we had 9 shots on goal, which is also really high on target. So I liked everything. There was fighting spirit. You could see them. They were fighting for every ball. I really liked that as well. It's just, again, that mental something that I have no explanation for it all season. Like when we lead, we don't win. Like we dropped, I don't even know how many points when we were leading at this point. Like,
I'm gonna say 14,
16, 17 or something.
I'm gonna say 14 out of the top of my head.
40.
It's something like
14.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think that's right. Yeah. So that's like crazy high. And again, Atalanta played an open game, and we played good. But now again, okay, Milan as well. It's probably going to be similar. But if we play against a small team, I don't know what's going to happen, because I think we should keep this idea of playing. But as you said, Vlahovic can do this. Like imagine Vlahovic running around like all those dudes did. I can't see him doing that. So Kolo Muani probably
Bravo.
will do that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, good point.
I think that's why they got him to play like that. And maybe now that there was no Vlahovic, Motta actually tried this, how it works. And Kolo Muani, probably not from Saturday, but in the future he will do this. Other than that, I don't want to see Gatti next year as a starter. Cambiasso is a mess since he got hit
Come
with
back.
a ball on the ankle.
Yeah.
Since
Yeah.
that injury, he's a mess. He's a complete mess. And again, the goal was between Cambiasso and Gatti. Gatti was standing in front of the goalkeeper, not marking anyone, just standing there like an idiot, like last time. So yeah, I liked the attacking part, the pressing, but yeah, this mental thing, and I have no idea why. And we talked about it already, and I can't think of anything new. Something is not right in the head.
Gio, do you have finally found the answer?
Well,
If you did, send it to Juve.
Maybe I have. Well, listen, I mean, we saw definitely the overall performance is definitely I think way better than the last ties that we've done. You know, listen, I think it's just it's not just a mentality problem, but it's a leadership problem between within the team. You know, it's a big like who is this? Like who is the real captain of this team? I want to know. Because it goes from Gatti, every single game it goes from Gatti, like even Coop Miners was a captain, which, in my opinion, he shouldn't even be nowhere near that captaincy. Which I'm like, where is the true captain? Like, who is the true captain of this team? Who is the true leader to? If the players on the field are saying, oh, but it's McKennie, who's the first person, the captain, right? So,
Yeah.
like I said, you know, there's no true when it comes to the team, there's not. I think it's just I don't know the mentality. It's also on Motta too that really picked who the captain is. You know, and like I said, it's on Motta for that. But overall, with the overall performance, I really like the attacking, the way that we are, combining a lot as well. With I like the idea of McKennie definitely applying that pressure when we're going forward. With that Yildiz one, listen, I mean, it's I would say, listen, I don't know, it could be bad luck what happened. He didn't, I guess, see Mbangula, and because it was clear that it could have been a nice tap in, but definitely, like I said, the captain, that's the biggest, I think, one of the biggest issues I think we have on this team. And also, we all know that I think Juventus is the second youngest team in the league. So, like, I would say in terms of, we have a lot of youngsters on the team as well, so let's see what happens, going forward, like what's going to happen with Kolo Muani. I think that our attack is definitely going to improve, especially with the the pace of the game, because like Norby said, it's not going to be like very slow like with Vlahovic on the field, because we all know the speed of Vlahovic. Kolo Muani is at least a little bit more energetic, a little bit more impactful, I think, when he comes in. And definitely, I think he's going to be an important player. And also, I want to definitely see Alberto Costa, the new player that we signed as well. I think that he could definitely add a little bit more of that attacking spark than Savona on the right, because whenever Savona goes up, we already know he's not going to cross. Like, I think there was like only two times that Savona actually crossed in the entire game. So, like I said, and we don't have a person with the number 9, in the game. We were playing with Coop with the number 9, which to me was just like, I don't even know what Motta was thinking about that. But, yeah, no, like I said, the players, the coach, the guys, we have to figure it out. But definitely, I think it's also a big leadership problem in this team. So hopefully it gets better.
Spiros?
Yeah, I like the performance a lot as well. I think I really liked the positioning and how McKennie played. Like for the first time, I think like he showed how he can be like really useful, like not just like filling gaps. Like I saw him like, okay, you do this and you're actually useful to us. You know what I mean? Because like with midfielders thing, and like he didn't have to do like a lot. You know, we build a play. Like he had very free role, so I really like that, and he was really, really good in my opinion. I think it was also a very good opportunity that was not out there and we saw something different, in my opinion.
Spiros,
And
he cannot
yeah.
hear me.
Yeah.
Okay, let me go to Rino first because your Wi-Fi is bugging out. I don't think people are hearing
Yeah,
everything. So I'll
I
give.
kind of know this.
Yeah, Rino,
With
you
the
go, and
speed
I will
up.
give you another chance in a sec. Let me check something. Rino, you go. What do you thought about that performance
Okay.
yesterday?
Well, we can all agree on, as what I'm seeing, that they played very well whatsoever. But guys, first things first, I don't understand why Koop Miners is the cap. He put him as captain. Like I don't understand these decisions from Motta. Once it's Gatti, once it's Locatelli. But the first half, Kumaras had his chance, but he couldn't get in. And some part of the game, like a Koop Miner, he's very slow. I don't know what's up with that. This is not the Koop Miners that we see with Atalanta. So then Ildic is only going to put the green, but unfortunately he couldn't score that goal. Then we needed a defender to score. But you score that goal, we play beautiful five, and then after that goal, we're back to old habits. Try to defend that, then some way, somehow, I don't know what the Grigori was thinking, or even Gatti put his head out when the Atalanta Arete we scored. It's true, Atalanta Juventus, they both played the same formation with no strike, which Retegui came in the second half, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it was a good performance, but still with the style, non bueno. And I agree with Gio was saying with the leadership, as I just mentioned with the captain, we got to figure this out because it's not looking good in the end. Yes, the mentality issue, as Norby was saying as well, we got to figure out some of these. We got Milan. I know Morata is out, Pulisic, but with our luck, even with these players out, I don't know what's going to happen. So hopefully see something good on Saturday, but we're keeping hoping. Aspettiamo Natale. We're going to wait for next Christmas. So let's hope for the better, guys. I'm just disappointed with these ties, that's all. But the performance is okay, but we need to score more. We cannot stop for 1-0. It's like watching Allegri all over again. So
Shamil,
that's my
what do you made of that performance? Do you see any improvement, or do you see something we can use to turn this, whatever this is, around?
It's I don't know. Juventus seems to be like a equalizer. It's a diagram. It goes up and down, up and down. Sometimes we play like crappy sides and we play like a crap, and sometimes we play, teams like Atalanta. And I'm not saying Atalanta is in the best form, but it's still pretty good, pretty decent. And we did pretty good against them. And I'm not guaranteed that tomorrow we end up playing Venezia or Udinese again, and then we're gonna dominate them. It looks like we lost the sense of that domination, and it's been ongoing issue for the past 5 years. And we need to drill a lot of different scenarios, like because by looking at the data, it's 13 draws. It's terrible. I mean,
Yeah.
we haven't lost, but it's not something to be proud of. At the same time, we drew 13 times. When you look at the data, it's I think it comes from the players and the coach as well. But this type of scenarios have to be drilled. Okay, guys, if you are ahead 1 goal, here's what we do. If we're ahead 2 goals, here's what we do. If we're losing 2-0 or 1-0, here's what we do. I felt like these kind of drills have not been applied yet to the team. and this might come further down, because this is um this is like a quarantine period for Motta. That's in my opinion, because if by the end of the season, I think if we don't make it to top four, there's gonna be some actions taken against Motta. Because we do believe in a project, but we have a bare minimum. If you don't meet this bare minimum, it's not good. We lose a lot of money, and the amount of money we spend on the transfer market, and hired you as a head coach and sacked Allegri and etc. You have to kind of justify that, and from what I understand, top four again was the main objective for this season. We didn't start the season with the mindset of, okay, we're gonna win Serie A, which might not even be a reality. It makes perfect sense. New coach, first season, and I think when you compare last 4 years, uh, there is an improvement. There is an improvement in a formation. There's an improvement on chemistry in the team, but there's also improvement of 200 million euros. So I think both players and coach should be questioned, and we just gotta have to wait towards the end of the season and see where we're standing. And if we keep drawing back and forth, left and right, it's not gonna happen. We're just gonna lose our spot to Lazio or Fiorentina, which is gonna be terrible.
Okay, so I agree with a lot. My theory is I have a couple, but one is a new one, I guess. What I do not like, but what is happening is a comparison with last season. Yes, we have last points at the same stage. Does anyone, and I'm asking anyone in the chat as well, know how many points we picked up in the second part of the season last season, when we won 2 games out of 14 or something? Can anyone look that up in the chat really quickly? Because that's
Wasn't
why.
it last season?
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Wasn't it last season when we did pretty good the first half of season?
That's why I asked the question, like, how many points did we pick up in the second part? Because, like, you can compare that to right now, fine. But why are people acting like we didn't collapse complete in a worse way than we're playing now right now? I probably picked up less points in that amount, in that span of games. We finished top 5 because we picked up an insane amount of point earlier on. Otherwise, we would have dropped out of that top 5. We scraped it because of that. So I don't know if anyone can look that up or knows that, but that's why I don't like the comparison. I'm like, fine, you can do that, but you need to base it on the entire season. That's why I'm waiting with a full judgment, because I don't think it's fair, but that's me. Also, it's year 3 to 1 with 10 new players. Like, it was always going to be difficult. I was not expecting this difficult. And with difficult, I mean not winning games. That's it. And also not winning games we should be winning just purely based on the opponent we play, but also the type of game we play, or the performance as well. That's one. But my new theory is, because we seem to actually drop off in intensity, no matter what the score is, between minute 55 and 75. We drop off. No matter what the score is, we might be up, we might be chasing the game, whatever. We just collapse. And with collapse, I mean, I see players on the pitch where I'm like, he's going to get that ball, not getting that ball. And I'm like, weird. You've been doing it the entire game. It's not because it's minute 60 that you cannot get. Like, the intensity drops so much. And that's why I was all preseason, I was like, get these players in early. It didn't happen. I'm like, that's not good preparation. I know it's January, but a lot of these players have been injured as well. They have been injured, out the squad. Out for 2 months, didn't play with him. Doesn't know how he is on the pitch. Doesn't know this. And I think it's all a mixture of that, because I rewatched the game because I had nothing to do at work. So I'll rewatch the game. I had it on. And it was like, the movement was what I was asking for. Like, make some overlaps, do something different, interchange positions, do this, do that, and it was, for the first time, I was like, cool. we actually did try to do something. It didn't result in what it should be resulting, 3 points. That I still cannot accept, because the way the game went, we should have seen that out easy, in my opinion. But we didn't do that, and in the end, you kind of messed it up. But I've seen that, and I've seen the collapse between those moments where I'm like, maybe it is a physical thing rather than just a mental thing, like that, and just in your head, that maybe it's between their head, maybe it's in their heads that they're like, they go up and they're like, it's gonna happen again, and that's why when you need leaders, I guess, coming back on the Coal Miners captain, I know some of you have an issue. I don't really have it, because I don't see a real captain in this team. So I don't really have an issue that he picks Coal Miners. Doesn't make sense. Not really, it doesn't really make sense, I guess. But I don't think if he made Locatelli captain, we would have won that game. We would have seen that out. Like, I don't think that's something I'm not worrying about. And maybe that's just me. It's like me with jersey numbers. Like, I don't really care. Like, play well. If you're wearing the armband or not, play well. I don't think that's really an issue right now, or like it's not gonna result in us winning games. So that is my takeaway of the game. The other takeaway is that you're gonna need to beat Milan and Napoli. Like you have to. Like, you absolutely have to. And I know he's not in the comments. R&B comes. He was calling me out, saying, "Why are you not scared of playing Atalanta?" Because I said, I'm not scared to go Atalanta. I'm not scared to go to Napoli as well. I think we have a shot, because quality-wise, we shouldn't be like the quality of players we have. We should not be scared of facing Napoli or Atalanta. It should never happen, because if that's the case, then wrap it up for the season. Like, I'm not scared of those teams. However, the performance you had against Udinese, it needs to be against Atalanta. It needs to be better, obviously, but you need to get it over the line. You need to get it over the line, because Napoli, Milan, they will give you chances. I'm not. We will create chances against those teams. I'm not, too worried about that. However, you still are gonna need to find a way to get it over the line. At that, like, there's nothing you can do right now, because really quickly, and then we will go again. I did my match reaction, and somebody said that, you know what, you're too harsh because the performance is good. And I was like, that's fine, but we reach a stage right now where results start to really, really, really matter. The performance can be good, and that's fine, but if it doesn't end up in a win, it overshadows the performance, in my opinion. If we were 10 points clear of top 4, and you're gonna make top 4, then I could come on. I'm like, okay, performance, we're building something, whatever. However, right now, you really, really need to look at the standings. I said it. Second part of the season, I thought February, but considering we keep drawing games, the standings are becoming more important right now than the performance, because somehow, some way, we're going to need to find ways to win games. And maybe they need just one win, and they're like, okay, it's done. I don't know, but I watched the post-game. I always listen to the post-game interviews, and I saw players being completely deflated, where they're sitting there or standing there and being like, I don't know what to say. I have no idea how to explain this, McKennie, Kalulu, they had no answers to it, and neither did Motta, to be honest. He said, we played a good game, or it was a good performance. I couldn't disagree, really. But, again, like, it's not the result we need. One, So, it's a tricky one, I think it's something you can build on, I guess, performance-wise. But the result is not something you definitely can build on. But individually, that was my next topic. Individually, there are a lot of hot takes yesterday evening after the game. From McKennie to Gatti to Cambiasso to Kalulu to Coal Miners. I've seen it all. I've read it all. It's a roller coaster. Norbert, I want to talk about the subs really quickly, because I think that was also a topic.
I forgot about that.
The subs we made, and I don't think it's more about the timing of the subs. I don't think that was an issue. But and again, I don't think we lost because of that, but I think we could have won, maybe, or drew. We could have won. I don't know, and you can explain that to me, why, and everybody's asking that question probably, why he took off Thuram, who, in my opinion, at one stage was dominating that midfield on his own. I thought it felt. Why did he take off Thuram instead of Koopmeiners? Because bringing on Douglas Luiz, I thought was a right move, but not in the right position, I think. So what is the explanation? And don't say he likes Koopmeiners, because we did that with Rabiot last season. That cannot be an explanation. Oh, you're muted. My bad.
Now.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can go.
Yeah. So like everyone is saying that bad subs, but like just because who I am, I want to say I don't agree. Like I don't care. Like the coach makes the subs. We can disagree with it. He saw something. I don't know. He was gassed, or like we can all cry about the subs, but like, and I agree. Thuram was awesome and controlling the midfield, but they were all so gassed after the 60th minute that at that point, it's just pick and choose who you want to rest or who you want to sub off, and he felt Thuram is one of them that needs to go, and I don't I don't know. I just don't think it's a big issue or a big thing right now. But I agree that he makes funny subs sometimes. Some coaches do. Like Allegri was horrible second stint at this. So yeah, it's that's my take.
Gio?
Yeah, no. I definitely think that the subs. I mean, what can you really say about the subs? I think that Thuram, he must have saw something in Thuram. Maybe he was gassed, like I know what you just say, or the team was definitely, I think, playing, good till up to the once we scored that goal, then we started to dip, and then also. I think that's also when Motta started to make the changes, because he saw the dip, I think, on how we were, when we were playing, and we saw the, I guess, we were dropping way too far back, and we saw that, and that's how Atalanta, and also when we went up, we all knew that, if we don't score that second goal, if we don't keep pushing, that Atalanta is going to score that one goal and it's tied, and maybe even win it, because, we all know how dangerous Atalanta was as well. So, yeah, no, listen, I mean, if the guy is gassed, the guy is gassed. You have to take him off. But I think it's also who Motta puts in as well. I mean, if you look, I mean, I think it was Fagioli came in. I'm like, Fagioli's like out of the project, and this guy like puts him in. And also, big question mark for Koopmeiners. I don't know what's happening with him. I would have adjusted. I think if adjusted his position, I would have actually dropped him a little bit into that 8 role and actually pushed somebody up. And I think that would have been the better, I think, solution if he's going to keep Koopmeiners in the pitch. And yeah, no, that's my take on it. I don't really have that much to say about the subs, really. I mean, you did what you have to do. If the team is gas at that moment, you have to take some players off. Otherwise, you're going to risk more players getting possibly injured, which we can't have that. No way.
Spiros, what do you think? Because Trump could be gassed. I guess I didn't really see it, to be honest. But what was Koopmeiners then? That's actually my question. That's why I asked the question. Why didn't Koopmeiners came out?
Yeah. First of all, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, perfect. So yeah, I don't really know why he subbed out Thuram, because I think that that double pivot is the best thing we have right now on the pitch. So if you break that at that moment in time in the game, I think it's a mistake. And I don't really know. Like I think the subs, it's what it is. Like we had 3 guys on the bench, I think. So it's not like the personnel. It's more like if you want to bring Douglas Luiz, like you have to bring him from minus who doesn't really play well, like So I don't really understand that. And yeah, I don't really know. Like that's my take. I don't know.
What do you think? Why? Not why he's subbing. I get why he's subbing, but maybe why certain players when probably other players deserve to come up.
I have no idea. Like, if you ask me personally, I think he did some bad subs. Like Turam, why do you take him off? He was the man of the match, Then I don't understand why he still puts Fagioli. He's out of the project, step away. So that's at least for me, that may have cost the fact, that we got that goal, that we tied. Yes, there were guys up, as you guys were saying, but I wasn't pretty happy with these subs, to be quite honest with you. And he does it a lot, weird subs, and he does it pretty late, huh? Like you see, Gasparini, I believe he did some change at the 60th, but this guy, he doesn't change like after the 70. And like you see, we're having problems, but do the right ones. Like Thuram, for me, he should have stayed, if you ask me. And Fagioli, no. Aria fresca. But for me, they were bad subs.
Shami, what do you have an explanation?
I
Not really about the
I think-
subs, but
I agree. I think towards the 65th minute, Gasparini already had the third
Yeah.
substitutes. He had Samardzic on, Bellanova, and I don't know, somebody else. So I think he was looking for some fresh blood on the field, somebody as a reinforcement to keep up. But if you're asking me why Thuram, not Coop Miners, I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, he probably needed somebody. I want to say somebody physically strong, but I don't know. We had Douglas Luiz for Thuram in a center. I don't, no idea. At the same time, I don't think like you mentioned before, substitutes caused any damage to us. I think we don't really have a strong substitute bench,
no,
So I'm kind of a little skeptical about it.
we don't have we don't have, but you can change like you said, like bringing on Fagioli at like very late in the game. That's my issue. Not really bringing on Fagioli,
Yeah.
but with 5 minutes to go, I'm not sure what type of player everybody thinks Fagioli is, but he's not gonna change. Like he's not a game changer off the bench with 5 minutes to go. It's not I'm gonna put in an extra striker or I'm gonna put in somebody who maybe it's not good, but he has a rocket of a shot, and maybe he takes a shot. Like I don't get the mindset behind that. Then keep him on the bench for 90 minutes when it comes to Fagioli. Play him 20, 25 minutes or keep him on the bench. He's not an impact sub, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like he's not an impact
I don't
sub.
think it was a strategical substitution in any sort of or shape. It's just to substitute somebody, just to substitute somebody, unless the player who was it, Locatelli, right? Locatelli. Unless Locatelli himself told the coach, "Hey, I can't push anymore."
Man,
Yeah, I
he
need
had
you
a
to
week
have
off. I would be extremely worried if he said that.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
But
I'll be worried too.
with coal miners is I think for what it is, and people will probably kill me, is probably one of his best games. I know it came off unfortunate, but for once I was like, he's involved. At least he's making the runs, and he's putting up a fight, I guess. But it looked clumsy in that final third. Like you cannot deny that, I guess. But I've seen much better things. He shouldn't be playing that position, obviously. But that's, if I need a poster boy to say that I think our fitness level is kind of poor, it's probably him. Like you can put up his pick. That's why I'm like, why is he playing 90 minutes week in, week out? Because he doesn't look fit towards the end at all. At all. And see, even at times at the beginning of the game, it looks like he takes, when a player needs 2 steps to get to a ball, it looks like he needs 4. Like, I don't know, it looks heavy every single time he
He's
makes a
really
run.
slow, man.
He looks
So
extremely slow.
Yeah,
He looks
Slow
slow. He
motion.
doesn't look
exactly.
fit. So that's why I'm like, why is he playing 90 minutes week in, week out, when actually I know Motta's like the pressing and the defensive duties and whatever. I guess, the balance of the squad somehow, like the underlying idea behind it. I'm like, cool, but when we need a goal very late, it's probably not going to be because of him right now. Like, he's not going to be the reason we will get a late goal anytime soon. I hope I'm jinxing it, and he smacks it in against Milan. But looking at him,
Yeah.
it doesn't, like, he doesn't give up the vibe that, what, minute 85, I'm gonna fix this. He doesn't give off that vibe. So that's why I'm like, yeah, weird, very weird in my opinion. Somebody's saying put in we are late to press. Yeah, I think that's the only thing you can bring him on for, because again, also not a game changer. Napoli has Buongiorno out. Jesus has done well, but they're very shaky when hit on the counter. Jesus is a weak point for sure. Okay. So yeah, that's that. So another draw and maybe a better performance. Next up, last topic before we wrap it up. Milan on Saturday. It's coming fast. Do we play Champions League midweek? Or is the week
Next
after it?
week, maybe.
Is it next week?
Week after.
So
The week after.
Yeah, I think next
So we have
Okay.
no
I think-
midweek game
yeah.
this week or the coming week. No midweek game. Or am I missing? Is it Empoli? I don't
Oh,
know.
there's champ. Oh wait,
Let me see,
there's a
Champions.
championship.
yeah.
I thought it
we
was-
have
Yeah.
Champions League
Yeah.
next week.
So it's
Yeah,
Bruges.
next week.
So it's
Bruges.
Tuesday.
Milan now, then it's
Mhm.
Bruges. Funnily enough, I just watched a full Bruges game because they played against my hometown team. They won 2-1 in the
Oh.
semi-final of the cup.
Nice.
They are gonna cause us problems, by the way. The pitch is horrible to play on. That's one. It's not. It's a very small pitch in terms of length. Like it's a very compact pitch. There's not a lot of space, in my opinion, and they're a very physical team, and technically you cannot underestimate that. So, excuse me, we should win based on quality. But I've seen Bruges in the Champions League and in the league many times this season. They will 100% be up for it. So, Milan first, Norbert. How do you prep for that game? I don't know. Like if you're Motta, what do you tell these players? Like, don't draw, just win at this point, because do what you did against Atalanta, but don't mess it up. I don't know what it is, because against Milan 2 weeks ago,
yeah, just score.
we were in control against Milan
Just score.
and we gave it away. Yeah, we did that, and we still ended up giving it away. Which you have been doing lately. So, what will you do? Like lineup wise, will you make a change? Anything?
I would stand them in a line, and then slap every single one of them first, and then tell them to win a freaking game finally, But yeah, like just watch tape. I don't know. Tell them, listen, you played okay, like good last game. Do the same. And at this point, I don't know what to think about Vlahovic, if I want him to play or no. I'm confused because we were kind of good, now without him. But other times we were kind of bad without him. So it's like it's just a mess. But yeah, we need to win. Like, come on, like we need to win this game. It's so important.
Let's go.
If they win, we have the same amount of points. No, like
Yeah.
we can't have that. We really need to win this game. We can build on the Atalanta game, but I think Milan is worst. So I don't know. I don't know. We just need to win this game. Whatever needs to happen, but we need to win it. We need to exploit Amazon Royale. I don't know what else.
Actually, the entire backline of Milan is. Not saying ours is
Yeah.
that good, but yeah, you should explore at home. You should be exploring that. Gio, do you think there will be some changes based on that Atalanta game? Do you think there should be a change based on that Atalanta game?
Definitely, I would say try to change things a little bit up. Keep the same rhythm as the Atalanta game. Keep the same basically performance-wise, overall performance from the Atalanta game. Going into the Milan, of course. Keep that same energy going into that game. But I think that Motta, like I said, what he needs to do, he definitely needs to make adjustments to the players that are in certain positions. Like I've been saying this, and we've all been saying this. Put Yildiz at the number 10. If you're gonna play Coop Miners, look at his speed. Adjust the way that he's playing. Drop him a little bit back. He could be the person to be that kind of guy to build from that. If you're gonna put somebody, I think that could really drive and take that ball forward. Why not risk putting Thuram at that number 10? I think he could be definitely a person that could really create something, I think, going forward too. We also talk about the striker situation. Vlahovic, it's like it's 50-50 on if he's going to show up or not. So, listen, at this moment, just put Weah at the top as striker. Just do something, or just keep Weah there at the start, and after that, you have either Nico Gonzalez or somebody else on the left, maybe on Bangula as well. On Bangula, like I said, I think also with the going forward as well, we could definitely cause problems. And then remember, we would have also Kolo Muani possibly on the bench as well with a couple other guys, so that can make an impact. So, hey, like I said, just win the game. If we go 1-0 up, just keep on going. Keep on going for that second. Don't stop. Don't stop. That's what this team needs to put in head. As soon as we score the first goal, do not drop back. Just keep pushing forward. It's getting me, tired of just we score the first goal and then we sit back all the time. I don't like it. Just keep going forward. If I was Motta, I'd be like, push. I don't care. Just go. Score the second. Score the third. Have that.
That's the main issue.
A lot. Make the opponent scared of you. Make the other opponents that are not even playing Juve, scared of what we have. What they're going to be going up against in the future. Make them scared. Let's score. I want to see us win 4-0, 5-0. I don't care at this point. Score as many goals. Embarrass the opposition. I don't even care at this point. That's what we should be doing. This is Juventus. And for RB comps, I remember he did say that as well about should we be afraid of Atalanta, because he said it in my chat too. We shouldn't.
He's too much RB comps.
We shouldn't be afraid of no one. We are Juventus. We shouldn't be afraid of no one. Whether it's Real Madrid, we shouldn't be afraid of no one, because guess what? All the smaller teams like Cagliari, Venezia, are they scared to go up against Juve now? No. We shouldn't be afraid ourselves to go up against no one. That's why I say, embarrass the opposition. Go out, get the win. Let's get some confidence, and andiamo, let's go. Minchia. Oh,
You know what the ironic thing is? If it could be simple. I don't know, simple. Spears, you can go in a sec. The ironic thing is that we went for it with 10 men against Leipzig. We went for it, and I'm like, that could have been an easy, if the games that we're seeing now, like going up 1-0 and collapsing and whatever, if we had that against Leipzig, I was like, that makes sense. For some reason, we did against Leipzig what we should be doing right now with 10 men or with 11 men, and which what we're doing right now you would expect against Leipzig with 10 men, I guess, And for some reason, it's the other way around. So maybe that's a question. I don't think Romeo Greci does pressers anymore, but that's a question somebody should ask. Why were you capable to manage to get it over the line, even with 10 men, and keep going for it against Leipzig? And why is that not happening right now? But Spiros, what do you think? Milan, will you make a change in the lineup and just on the game?
Yeah, probably not saying this because the Atalanta game was good. We played well. So I will probably play the same lineup. And hopefully we have the guys that we brought into the bench. Let's see. I'm a bit worried because it's a home game and at home we stink. So yeah, I don't know. And also Milan kinda have our number the last years. Like we don't really beat them, in my opinion. So we need to beat them. So yeah, so I can understand the Euro.
Rino, what do you think? Like, make change, stay the same?
All I gotta say, guys, let's pray for a win because I had enough. I had enough. We need changes, yes, but I agree with what Gio said. He thinks like me. We need to go score enough with the 1-0. They go back to back. We need to beat. I just looked right now, like you guys were saying, the table. If they beat us to the same points as us, we don't want that, man. I don't want to hear the Milanista on my channel saying, "Oh, grande Milan," this, that. Then I'm gonna lose it. Like, let's hope Muani plays the second half or whatever. Huh? Yeah, well, the second half whatsoever, and let's dominate this game because Milan, they don't have Morata and Pulisic, I believe. So I know our luck. Yes. It hasn't been that well, even though the small teams have been kind of dominating. But we got to get going. We need a win as soon as possible, or else non bueno, ragazzi. Because if Milan wins, Madonna, I'm gonna smash the TV. I'm telling you right now. And like you guys were just saying, it's kind of boring. Kind of depressing in one way. I can't even watch with Juventus Club of Vancouver because I gotta go to work. I rather work and watch on my phone at this point. But we need to win, and enough with the excuses. Motta, get your big boy pants on. Yam, fratello. Boom, bada bing, bada boom. A casa Milan. That's it.
Shamil, what do you think? Changes?
Oh man, honestly, I think this is the time for Motta to step up and do his magic because this is what he was hired for. He turned the Bologna into a very, very good team with a lot less quality on individual quality of the players than what he has right now. So it's the time for him to step up and show the character and stop being without any emotions. We want that grinta because it's Juventus. Juventus is historically the greatest club of Italy and of Serie A, and one of the greatest club ever existed in the history of football. Whether he does the changes, whether he wins 5-0, whether he wins 1-0, we need this victory, whatever it takes. We just need to win, man. So
At this stage, it is whatever it takes. But we will see. If it only was this easy, we probably would not have drawn 13 games since the league. I cannot believe I'm saying this. 13. But the record is 19 Udinese. We are on pace to absolutely smash that record, which is not good. But it feels like an Arsenal type of season, invincible. Only we're not going to win it because it's crazy. We drew, I think, 13 games in the first season. We went unbeaten with Conte. I think at the end of the season we had 13 draws, maybe 14, something like that. I don't know. This is insane, but we definitely need to win. So hopefully we get it. I'll talk about it Friday preview. Let's see what Motta has to say, and let's see what happens between now and then when it comes to transfer news as well. People, hit the like button, subscribe. It's over an hour. We're gonna wrap it up because I need to wake up in about 6 hours, which is crazy. I won't be live tomorrow. I will be live Friday, and hopefully with some more positive news when it comes to a center back, any center back at this moment in time. So like the video, subscribe to the channel. Norbert, Gio, Spiros, Rino, Samil, thanks for joining. It was a good one. Hopefully we can do one of these shows with a lot of positivity soon, I guess, which
Oh yeah.
yeah. But okay, people,
All right,
that's
guys.
it. Thanks for watching, and speak to you soon. Ciao.